Okay, so since I was reading on Zuckerberg because of what Jared informed Speaker Pelosi about, my next question was, well, Jared, what's up with Zuck? What did you tell Nancy? What could this possibly be about? So for this reading, I just love how things work out the way they should. My card of the reading, it was Speaker Pelosi. Oh, by the way, this is video number 2, and I don't know how many video series. And the reason why I already have the cards laid out is because I was super migraining when this happened, but I got everything. I took notes. So that's why this is. So, glad to see Jared got Speaker Pelosi as the card of the reading, because she's always my Queen of Wands during this time of the... this could also be Hillary Clinton, because this was Hillary Clinton in 2016. This is my Nancy Pelosi card, after the 2016 election. And since I'm asking Jared, what'd you say about Zuck to Nancy? That's Speaker Pelosi. Okay, so the signifier, this gets interesting. So what could you possibly, Nancy, be interested in about? Signifier, death. This has to do with change. This has to do with voter data that changes things. Voter suppression that changes things. Micro-targeting that changes things. It's about how they use data to change things, and how data changed possession from like campaign to consultant to someone not part of the campaign to maybe a foreign state. How data is used to change elections actually worldwide. So this has to do with change, because our elections are no longer the way they've been. Covering this, the Emperor. See, Donald sees himself as Emperor Donald, not president. He sees himself as the emperor ever since Attorney General Barr shut down, the Russia investigation, shut down Mueller, shut down SDNY, shut down everything else, shut down, Epstein is to be debated. I believe Epstein was murdered, which you can see on my pinned video. But this is, so changes to elections and voter information covered by Emperor Donald getting elected. The challenge with this, the Knight of Pentacles, the offers that were made, the actions that were taken, the exchange of money and data. And believe me, data is as valuable as money. Oh, the other thing is, this is reversed. So this knight is not taking action and doing good things. He is being very deceptive. So if you want to think of deceptive data. At the base of this, the Knight of Cups. You know who that is? That's Donald. Donald is always the Knight of Cups somewhere in a throw where there's conflict or he's getting in trouble, because this is Donald Trump making offers to people behind the scenes. He's making bribes. He's promising people behind the scenes. That's why people don't flip on him. That's why people say weird things that you think they're going to go one way and they don't. That's because Donald got to him. Think of Catch and Kill. AMI with Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal and others. AMI and the National Enquirer, how they would catch and kill stories and information that would hurt Donald. This is Donald behind the scenes, catching and killing everything, so he just looks awesome and perfect. Crowning this is news from overseas, Page of Wands. Now, this could be Jared or it could be Junior. This is usually Junior more often than not, but it's one of the kids. And I would say Junior because, Junior took the meeting and, at Trump Russia, whereas Jared does a lot of the negotiating, is like the official point person to do stuff. Junior's also working behind the scenes in another way, more clandestine and more just not good. Like more of the private stuff, I guess, Donald wants to keep to himself. In the past, and now this is this is Jared's story about Zuck. Oh, look at that. This is my money laundering card. Money exchanged improperly, illegally. This is also, could be data laundering, because money and data at this point, they're the same. What's to come in the future? Ooh, investigation. Look at that. We have the Hermit here again. The 9th house in the full moon horoscope. United States drew the Hermit reverse, which is forced isolation. How do we see Jared? About the Republican. This is a card for the Republican Party. Nostalgia. It kind of also gives a sense that maybe they've been doing this for a while. They're not newbies at this. The environment, King of Pentacles. That's Donald as a candidate. Just him and all of his money. He's so in love with money. Jared, the hopes you have about Zuckerberg information. Oh, look at that. 7 of Wands. This is my Facebook card. It's because social media, Facebook has all your information. They will always have the upper hand on you, no matter what. Whether or not it's voting, whether it's the stories that you're going to see in your timeline, whether an algorithm is feeding information that's going to trigger you or expose more information about you, or isolate you. They're always one step ahead. They always can suppress something and fix something with voters by what they have on you and what they can do with it. So this is why he always has the upper hand. He's always fighting back, but Jared's fears. The balance machine. He fears that this kind of relates to the Temperance card, when these guys get talking about information, talking about both sides of their mouth, what they really mean. When you're balancing money, what does that really mean? Are you really just balancing money? Or are you laundering it? Or are you laundering data? Or are you doing this not for a person or an entity, but for a foreign state, a sanctioned state, a foreign, hostile enemy? You see this a lot, and it has to do with how they, just so like a snake, they use their stuff, they come and go, and nobody sees it, nobody knows it, and then bam, you get bitten by it. Ideally, Jared, about Zuck. So I don't think Jared is wanting Zuck to fight, overkill fighting. Ideally, this is a mafia card. There are definitely transnational mafia influences with Facebook, data, social media. This is also my Paul Manafort card. So ideally, he's hoping that whatever Nancy has, probably from Paul Manafort, that this is the route that they can go. So, Paul Manafort can take the blame instead of, we ever finding out about this, that Jared is maybe holding back. What's to come? The Trump crime syndicate, the Trump campaign. Now, when I did this spread, what caught my eye right away? The signifier, death, and that it meant change. So then I'll show you the throws that I did on the tarot, showing me what the votes are, and then voters. It's very insightful. Okay, thanks you guys. And in the spreads that I'm doing, you can tell that I already have them made up. That's because yesterday, as I was going through migraine territory, which is weird because I always get these weird downloads. It's like my brain has to be adjusted so I can get some information to pick up on. Some of the cards came up, and so the next thing I wanted to know, just show me votes Tarot, show me votes. And so this is what I got. Card of the reading, Page of Pentacles. That's Jared. And he's got some money and he's got some data. Because in my readings, when I'm talking about the election and data, Pentacles, they're data and it's money. Because they launder data and they launder money to places they should not go. So, tell me about votes. The votes, well, there's an agreement. There's agreements all over this thing. The voter believes they've made a decision, so that's kind of a contract with themselves. I am going to vote for this person that I believe in. This is my agreement with the election. But the card of the reading suggests something differently. Jared has an agreement or a contract with someone else on data and money. So when we look at this, oh, that's data. See the swords? Jared off, flying all over the places that he goes, taking data with him, transitioning that data somewhere else, where nobody knows, nobody looks, because Donald is busy stealing the scene, being obnoxious, so all the cameras are on him, so nobody will even think about looking to see where is Jared going, right? That's what he's all about. Because the middle of this, King of Cups, that is Putin. Putin has an agreement, and he's receiving data and information from Jared, so that people will walk away from Hillary Clinton as a candidate and they won't vote for her. Base of this, money laundering, data laundering. So when I ask the tarot, what do votes have to do with anything in this context? This is what the votes mean. There's an agreement to bring data somewhere to get people to leave Hillary Clinton, and services are rendered and paid for, and data is exchanged. And that data, that is overseen and managed by President Putin, or as I call Stub, because when he was in his KGB days as low man on the totem pole, he was called Stub by his peers because he was so short. You know, back in the day when he was carrying people's briefcases and getting their coffee. So, Jared not only has an agreement about data, he has an agreement with Russia. Now, after seeing this, because I remember when I did this, I was like, that wasn't exactly what I wanted to see. But since you say this, what does the death card have to do with this? And if these are votes, well, what about the voters? If you know what to do with the data, what are you doing about the voters? Because the data, the prior readings was coming from, Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg, which was being gathered and collected for a very long time. And then voter rolls were hacked. I think they said now in every single state. Every single voter rolls databases were hacked. Okay, on to the next one.